this video, we're going to have a look at how to compute the dot product of two vectors. So specifically here, you're given four vectors actually, u, which is 1, 5, 3, v, which is -2, 4, 7, w, which is 3, -1, -2, and x, which is 2, 5, 1. And you're asked to find 7 times u dotted with v plus 5 times w dotted with x. Now remember that when you find the dot product of two vectors, you actually get a number. So u dot v and w dot x are actually going to give you numbers. So multiplying by 7 by 5 accordingly and then adding the results will be straightforward arithmetic. So go ahead, try this out on your own, and we'll continue once you're done. In terms of what you're going to be doing, one thing to remember is how to find dot product. What you're going to be doing is multiplying the components, or rather the entries, in similar components of the two vectors together and adding them up. So for instance, to find the dot product of u and v, you're going to take the first component of u and v, multiply those together, and then add that to what you get when you multiply the entries in the second component, so of u and v together, and add that to what you get when you multiply the entries in the third component of u and v together. So go ahead, try this out, hit the pause button, and then hit play when you're ready to continue and take this up. So hopefully you've tried this. Let's go ahead and take this up. We're going to be finding 7 u dot v plus 5 w dot x. So what we have is 7 times the dot product of 1, 5, 3, and the vector -2, 4, 7. And then we have plus 5 times the dot product of the vector 3, -1, -2, and the vector 2, 5, 1. So let's go ahead and compute these dot products. First of all, when we're working with the dot product of u and v, again, we're going to take the first components of the two vectors, so 1 and -2, multiply those together, add to that what we get when we multiply the second components together, so 5 and 4, and add to that what we get when we multiply the third components together, so 3 and 7. Now let's move on to finding the dot product of w and x. Similarly, we're going to multiply the first component, so 3 times 2, add to that what we get when we multiply the second component, so -1 and 5, and add to that what we get when we multiply the third component, so -2 and 1. So let's go ahead and simplify this a little bit. If we do 1 times -2, we get -2, 5 times 4 is 20, 3 times 7 is 21. So we're getting -2 plus 20 plus 21. So 20 and 21 is 41, minus 2 is 39. Plus 5 times 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times -1 is -5, and -2 times 1 is -2. So we get 6 minus 5, which is 1, minus 2, which is -1. So now we just have to go ahead and work this out. So this is 273 minus 5, which works out to be 268. So what did we do? Just to recap, again, we went ahead and did the dot products first, and to find the dot product, we multiplied entries in the same component of the two vectors together and added the results. So multiply the first components, added to what we got when we multiplied the second components, added to what we got when we multiplied the third components.